Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan News Paper Highlights. Today Wednesday, 13th of April 2016. I am Edward Udayadas Thavasagayam Pillai with today's newspaper highlights. Today we have three leading newspapers of Sri Lanka for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. The main headline of the Daily Mirror says, CB probing Panama Papers. Mahendran says the authenticity of the so-called leaks was doubtful and he can't reveal any names. The central bank was investigating into materials linked to the Panama Papers and the individuals who are possessing offshore accounts, Governor Arjuna Mahendran said yesterday. One plant of Nuracholai shut down. One of the three plants of the Nuracholai Lak Vijaya coal power plant had been shut down for 3 days since Monday night due to a leakage of a system boiler in phase 3, the Power and Energy Ministry said. Another highlight says, Panama Papers, Amarapala resigns, paving way for inquiry. The Megapolis and Western Development Ministry yesterday said, though there was a concerted effort by certain interested parties to link ministry consultant Vidya Amarapala to the so-called black money scandals Panama Papers, he had never been involved in such illegal transactions and added Mr. Amarapala had decided to resign from his post to facilitate any possible inquiry. And the highlight says, CV to meet President and PM. Northern Province Chief Minister C.V. Vigneswaran said he had been invited for discussions with President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe about land issues in the Northern Province on April 18. Port City project to commence in May. Work on the Colombo Port City project will begin in May this year, State Minister of National Policies and Economic Affairs Niroshan Pereira said. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline of the Daily News says, IMF loan to address $2 billion American dollars capital deficit. Government to receive viable assistance. Seriously considering raising government revenue collection. The government lost $2 billion last year due to volatility in the global economic sphere, Central Bank Governor Arjuna Mahendran said. Last year was a prime example of why we needed the International Monetary Fund to address short-term payment imbalances. The year was filled with global volatility. The Chinese yuan was devalued, the US Federal Reserve increased interest rates, and as a result, Sri Lanka, in our estimates, lost about $2 billion in short-term capital which had come in to the country in the preceding 5 years. It was a big hit on our balance of payments, Mahendran said, addressing a media briefing at the central bank yesterday. And the highlight says at the bottom, NPC on path to divide country. Jatika Hela Urumaya. The Jatika Hela Urumaya is against the initiatives taken by the Northern Provincial Council based on language issues as they are on a path to divide the country, National Organizer and JHU Western Provincial Councillor Nishantha Sri Wickremesinghe said. Another highlight says, NPC resolution on constitutional reforms put off for April 22. The Northern Provincial Council resolution on constitutional reforms, which was to be passed yesterday, was put off until April 22. The resolution presented to NPC by Chief Minister C.V. Vigneswaran on April 7 proposed the setting up of 2 states in the country, one by merging the northern and eastern provinces and the other by merging the 7 other provinces. Another highlight says, Vigneswaran to meet President PM. Northern Provincial Council Chief Minister C.V. Vigneswaran is to meet President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe on April 18 to discuss issues pertaining to illegal land grabbing in the north. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline of the Ceylon Today says, CB to probe Panama Papers. Awaits confirmation of Lankan names. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka will be investigating persons named in the Panama Papers, CBSL Governor Arjuna Mahendran said yesterday. Mahendran said at a media briefing yesterday that a few Sri Lankan names appear in the list released by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, but confirmation of that list was awaited from the Panama authorities. I don't want to jump to any conclusion in terms of names and facts which have been mentioned in the media. We have to act with a sense of deep responsibility here. Hence, further information is requested to conduct an investigation, and the CBSL has requested counterparts, central banks and investigative authorities to provide the required information, he added. Sri Lanka warns world community. Autonomous weapons undermine global security. Sri Lanka has cautioned that lethal autonomous weapon systems were imbued with risks of proliferation and had the potential of lowering the threshold of the rules of warfare, as well as undermining regional as well as global stability. Sri Lanka also alerted the world community to the risk of non-state actors gaining access to such weapons and the potential breach of cybersecurity in the autonomous technology used in weapon system. EU ban on Sri Lanka fish exports. Experts approve resumption. Technical experts in Europe have proposed lifting of the ban on the Sri Lankan fish exports to the EU, and the European Parliament is expected to shortly respond positively to it. Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development Mahinda Amaraveera told Ceylon Today. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.